Miss Larson here. Today we are making a mug using a soft slab. Here you see me smoothing out my slab using the metal scraping tool. This compresses the clay and removes the canvas texture. So don't forget to do this on the front and back of your slab. Makes it all pretty smooth and shiny. Once it is smoothed, you're going to place your template on top of the slab and cut along carefully along the outside. I'm using a needle tool here. You can use a fettling knife if you like. All right, and here's the fun part. We have to carefully stand our slab up onto its ends and just carefully, gently ask it to form into a cylinder. So we're gonna just slowly kind of apply some pressure. We might be stretching the clay a little bit, getting those ends to meet together slowly and carefully. All right, my head has to get in the way there, huh? Okay, and then we don't want the ends to just overlap and like slip and score them together. We would have a super thick connection there, right? So in order for that connection to not be so thick, we are going to slice a wee bit of clay off each end of the slab at an angle. That's called a bevel, as you can read there. And so that bevel just makes it so that your clay, where it comes together, is not so thick. All right. Anyways, here we are. I'm using the water bottle, which happened to be the perfect size to help just really make my cylinder nice and round. Apply a little pressure to the outside just to kind of have that shape really set in. Carefully remove, and there you go. That's the trick to get your cylinder nice and round, all the way around. Here, I suppose I'm looking for something. What are we doing here, Miss Larson? Look, maybe you're talking with a student. Anyways, so while we're waiting for Miss Larson here, in this stage, you might want to go over the edges with a sponge or compress any stretch marks that might have appeared on the outside. When you round your clay like that, it can crack. So, because we're asking a lot of that slab to bend, especially if your slab has gotten a little bit dry. So, perfect, here we go. So now we're about to divide the base. So like I said earlier, we are going to not add a piece of clay to the base of our cylinder, but instead we are going to bend the walls of the cylinder in, join them together, and make kind of a cool little tripod-like base instead of a normal flat base. Like this. Ooh. We're looking to divide the rim of the cylinder into 3 equal parts. So kind of eyeball it and then rotate it just to make sure that it looks like the parts are all equal from all the different sides. Sometimes you'll rotate it and you'll be like, oh my gosh, that side is way longer than the other sides. And then you can adjust it. So take a little second to make sure all the sides are the same length, or else your little feet will be different length and your mug might not sit flat. Time to be brave. Gotta push the middle of the walls in together. So press all 3 at the same time so that they press equally, coming together. And you're not just pressing them in, you kind of want to sink them in too, so that the corners of the triangle are gonna be a little bit more elevated, and then the base is gonna sink in. So don't be afraid to push down a bit. Pause before you get too far. Score your clay, as we always do when we are connecting clay to clay. So scratch it up really nice so it creates a nice seal and the clay really forms together. All right, time to apply slip. And no, I do not always have slip in a bag that I can pipe onto my projects, only on good days. It is extremely convenient to keep slip this way. I don't always do this. That's for a decorative style. Anyways, apply a good amount of slip. Yep, that's messy there. And we're back, and we are applying some firm pressure here, giving a good squeeze, starting to kind of pinch at the clay as it's coming together near the base. Some of your slip is going to pop up through the crack, and that's totally okay. That means that it's sealed nice and tight, so just kind of rub it in, blend, The moisture from the slip will kind of be nice for the feet, so that'll cause the feet to be a little more squishy so you can give them some fun form and shape. What's fun about these feet is you can kind of give them some character and like, I mean, tell me this guy doesn't have a little personality. Remind me of little like animated characters' feet. Anyways, do what you want with them. Definitely make sure that that seam has totally come together. Near the center, there's going to be a gap, and I highly suggest that you slip and score a piece of clay into that base gap, the hole in the middle there. I think I'm going to do that here in a second. Let's check. And here we are. Applying a wee bit of clay after scoring the base, applying a little bit of slip there too, and then just blending with the back of my fingernail. Good weapon of choice. So there you have it. That's how we're gonna create the form of our mug. We still have to flip this buddy over and smooth out the inside. We gotta smooth it just like you did the outside. It's gonna be a little more tricky because it's harder to reach, so get out your wooden modeling tools and use your sponge to reach the bottom of your mug. Make it super duper pretty. Here come some examples of finished projects. Ooh, look at these guys all glazed up. They have so much personality. This one. So much going on here. But super fun form and fun, crazy outside to match. A little bit more of a calmed form. Super fun how that artist poked out the belly. And here's our little quirky one with those little feet. So don't be afraid to round out the inside of your mug. Definitely taper the rim. Here is a picture of what the base will look like. Very visible. So take care of the inside so it looks good and will be nice and watertight for your coffee or drinks.